Hello, and welcome to the Impact Your Fitness podcast. I'm Jennifer Schwartz. I am the owner and creator of the Impact Your Fitness studio and podcast. Today, we have another episode on lymphatics, which is you're getting into the flow of this. It's one of my favorite topics in 2025, and I think it's going to continue to trend and be really important in our journey towards our full wellness and feeling really strong in the body. So that's why at the studio, we are investing in that. And that includes the education for our clients and our podcast guests like you. Today, one of my favorite people is here. Hi, Stacy.
Hi. Excited to be here.
Yeah. And so I want to just chat with you and about some of your personal experience with the flow. I'll share a little bit about mine and some of your wisdom and expertise as an integrative nutrition coach. Sound good?
Perfect.
Good.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So first things first, please introduce yourself to those who may not know you, even though a lot of our clients should be listening to this podcast.
I'm Stacy Carter. I work at Impact. Most of you know me as the scheduler, but I'm also an integrative nutritionist. So excited to talk today about the Flowpresso.
Yeah. Sometimes some people know this, but I call you kind of like my personal medicine cabinet. So I hope some of that comes through because your knowledge is so useful and so helpful. And, one of the main things we do at Impact is keep each other healthy. And
for sure.
You really anchor into that. You have a strong place in our, what makes the business so special, which is the people, right? So thank you. What can you share about the benefits that you've experienced with consistent Flowpresso sessions? I've not seen, any of us be so consistent with one thing at the studio. It is so good. Yeah.
The first thing I noticed almost from day one was the brain clarity. I feel like I am of the age, I'm hitting menopause, and there is brain fog is real. And for me, that was one of the very first things that I noticed was the mental clarity. After a few more times, it was increased energy, less fatigue, I noticed. I've been traveling a ton. I noticed my hands don't swell. My rings actually go on after I fly. Those were the immediate wonderful, amazing benefits. But kind of one that I was surprised about was I have a chronic knee injury that MAT has been amazing for and has kept me playing tennis and moving and exercising the way I want to. But the Flowpresso, I'm assuming it's the circulation. I was surprised that would help it as much as it has.
Yeah.
So I have been exercising on it, playing tennis, and honestly, I haven't, had any of the shooting pains that I usually get, any of the tightness. It's been truly incredible.
Because the MAT we use to, we're kind of symptomatically and bringing those muscles back online, which does, gave you some miles, gave you some time on the tennis court for sure.
Yeah.
But I think, one, there's big lymph nodes behind the knee. And I think, just the recovery of those areas is what you're experiencing. Liz has noted that her exercise consistency is so much better because of these consistent sessions. And so, just want to validate you.
It's honestly true. I will say what I'm most excited about consistently using the Flowpresso for me personally is prevention. I feel like not only prevention with injury in our body, but disease prevention, cancer prevention. My mother was diagnosed with leukemia last year, and I just feel like there's a definite increase in cancers. And I think moving, your lymph is your trash system, moving that through your body takes away the burden off your liver. It takes away, like when you aren't moving consistently, that lymph system out, disease will come. So anyway, for me, I really think that is why absolutely everybody should be using the Flowpresso, because we all have stagnant lymph. We're all exposed to so many toxins, air, water, food daily. And, our livers are taxed, our bodies are taxed, and just things are not moving. And, to get that benefit from it in such a enjoyable way.
I know.
It is. It's so wonderful. It's so relaxing. It's, I look forward to it every week. So, it's just such a beautiful way to really have that prevention, I feel like, for...
Yeah, like I've said multiple times, it's actually an honor to do this for people, because we know how, like, the upstream benefits, right? And it's it warms my heart, and I think you do that. You have that too, because you're like, yes, I want to do this. I want to help people do this.
Right.
And it's I totally. Although I have retired from wrapping people.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, I got the team.
I enjoy it. I like it. I like telling people about it. I like sharing. Like, people are like, "Why am I doing this again?" Other than the fact that it just feels good. Yeah. Just the incredible amount of benefits that comes from it. And really, I mean, lymph massages are great and relaxing too, but they're not, in my opinion, going to move it like the Flowpresso.
No, it really doesn't. Yeah. I mean, the full body thing is real.
Yes.
I think, the hands-on massage could be good for those maybe cancer patients that have a really specific stagnant area. Sure. But I would still get them in the Flowpresso. I
would too. Yeah. And I think with, especially cancer patients, with the amount of, chemicals still in the body from chemo, they've just got to move that through, but in an efficient way. And I feel like we can talk more on this, through it. But, again, through binders, through things that, grasping onto that in the correct manner and really moving it out of the body in an appropriate way. Yeah.
Yep. Appropriate. Like, I like the term, it really motivates the body to get rid of stuff. And whereas, massage is a little bit more forceful. It doesn't bring in that, like, motivating factor, of the relaxation. It's not a guarantee, like the Flowpresso. I think that's one other difference there, and I think I've talked about my exciting gains from the Flowpresso, one of which for me is just like better workouts. Like, my knee feels better, which is, it's like a chronic level of arthritis that it never stops me or hurts me. But, like, I have to make workout adjustments when it's bugging me, and that's not a thing anymore. So my workout recovery is just way better, which also, I think my sleep has benefited from using the Flowpresso consistently. And so we're going to shift to home care, right? Because one of the things I use at home is the Vibrate, the blue Vibrate. And I do notice, like, I don't have puffiness like that anymore unless I really haven't seen it in a couple months. So whereas my body's tendency to fight inflammation would be bloating and constipation, in these two spots.
And most people is. Yeah.
And so my bloating has, in both spots, decreased a lot. Yeah. So, and that gives me a closer, more intimate relationship with my body, because the signals are more clear. Like, if there is bloating, is it that time? Are we getting that time of month? Or, is it something more, I don't know, offensive, right? So, and I think that's really big for me. But top of the list is those muscle and strength gains, which, my ego loves. And Everybody loves when Jen's happy, so yay!
Well, I think that heating component too. I mean,
yes.
that it's infrared heat, so that's taking inflammation down through your entire body. So, I think that's a huge benefit as well. Honestly, lymph is toxicity. So when you're heating that up, you're able to move it through the body much better and easier, And so again, that's another positive that you're not really getting from a lymph drainage massage.
Definitely not.
Particularly is that infrared ability to lower that inflammation, heat the body up, and move things through.
Yeah. Specifically, like the kidneys are really liking the heat on the back part. So, all right, let's talk about at home. What do you do at home for your?
I feel like, weekly Flowpressos are amazing, but you got to be doing something every day. So
that's really what this podcast is about, is to really, the clients are asking. So here we go.
So, lymph, in order to move it, not keep it stagnant, you need hydration and you need movement. But you have certain areas on your body that, are spots with a lot of lymph nodes. So at home, we've all kind of heard of the term habit stacking now. So when I get in the shower every morning, because it's kind of got slip and it's sort of a habit, so I'm going to shower anyway, I go through each of the points that have the most lymph nodes and just massage them. So your main drain is right here. It's called your terminus. And
left side.
So you can do it on both sides or whatever. But so anyway, when I'm in the shower, I start here and, you just kind of, this is the other thing about lymph. It's not deep. It's right underneath your skin. So everything is gentle. Even when you're in the flow, you don't want it, being really hardly squeezed. Everything wants, you want it just to feel good, like the warm hug. But anyway, do you want to stand up with me and do my routine?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to stand up and join us, feel free. So again, typically you want slip, so that's why, hence I do this in the shower. But I literally just start by just pumping. So in that terminus area, which is that main drain of your lymph. So you could rub it, you could pat it, you could massage it gently, whatever you feel like doing. You just want to, kind of get that going. So we're going to start at the terminus. Then you're going to move up to right below your ears here. And you kind of do the same thing, like rub. You can pat a little bit, or you can do circles, whatever feels good to you.
And this is the same when I use the vibrate at home. It's this.
Those are the points you're doing. Yeah. These are your main points for your lymph nodes. So we started at terminus. We went up here. Then you're going to go under the arm. And so you can start doing the same thing. Rub, you can pat, you can do circles, kind of like gentle massage. Make sure you do both sides. Circle. And, just like 10 times. Then the stomach, again, another really big drain for the lymph is right here in the center. So sometimes I'll go up and down like this. You can pat around. But, anything just to get it moving, flowing, blood flow. And then groin is another big area. And just do the same thing. Rub. You're going to pat, open. And then behind the knees. Circle. And then after you finish that, it's pretty quick. And then I just kind of bounce and just move it on through.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice little add on. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like mimicking being on a trampoline.
Yeah.
So, that up and down, your cells are opening and closing every time you're doing that up and down movement, like when you're bouncing on a trampoline. And that is what really is opening that cellular structure and closing it and moving things through.
Okay. Well, I feel a bit peppy after doing that. So
that's the other great thing. I'll do it in the afternoon sometimes when I need energy, because it gives you this zing, so yeah. Yeah.
I'll add it to my zing list.
Okay.
Because I got a good zing list.
I bet you do.
Yeah. So, okay. Just a reminder, these consistent sessions with the Flowpresso and your home care will positively impact energy and metabolism, resilience, workout recovery, stress management, sleep, mental awareness, fatigue reduction, and sports endurance. So, I just am, like I said, honored to do this work, to share this amazing technology with our community, our staff, the staff here at Refitified. And so anyways, that's a wrap for our episode number 1 with Stacy. And if you have any questions, please let us know. And we'd love to hear from you at the studio or on Instagram at Impact Your Fitness Studio. And that's a wrap. Thank you.
Thanks.